Hello and welcome to another episode of Soph Rants, where I, Sophia Sion, talk about all the things that you want to hear. From mental health to productivity and motivation, I cover it all. This week, I am joined by Karina, who
Hello.
who's a fellow podcaster herself, and we actually connected based on personality and, in a way, even content, right, Karina?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think we're very similar in our podcast, I guess, because we're all about just everything and everything, aren't we? So, yeah, I love it.
So, me and Karina were actually thinking of doing an episode about humor and how humor helped us combat some actual things that we were going on in our lives connected to our mental health, especially. However, after a very long 2-hour conversation, me and Karina found out that in between all the things that we have similarities. Another similarity is that we both have PCOS, otherwise known as polycystic ovary syndrome, aka I have a beard and I am kind of proud of it.
Woo! We love it. Embrace it. Embrace it.
But Karina doesn't have a beard. Karina has other symptoms, and that's why I brought her on today on the show, because we both have PCOS. However, our PCOSs are very different, and we manifest it even in different ways. So maybe we should start out by explaining what PCOS is.
Yes, definitely. PSO or POS or however you say it, it's pretty much a very simple process. It's a very common thing with women, and it's when, I believe, isn't it when like one of your ovaries is slightly bigger than usual or just a little bit abnormal? I don't know. Something around that sort of term,
So
I guess.
PCOS is basically it can happen from two different reasons. First of all,
Yeah, absolutely.
it can happen either because you have insulin resistance,
Yep.
or because you have androgens. It can
Yep.
it can be both of those things. And you are kind of right, not about being bigger, but about the ovaries being irregular in their size, in the way that they have cysts on them.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. That's pretty much what it is, really. And then it, like what you were saying, like some people can be affected by facial hair, some people can be affected by irregular periods, some people, there's so many symptoms, man. There's so many.
Dude, we're gonna need
the list goes on.
podcast episodes for just explaining PCOS symptoms. Like, there's so much going on. It's like a little tiny circus inside of your body, man. Like, seriously.
Literally. And unfortunately, not like other women, it's our bodies don't really function that well.
All I'm gonna say is like
yes, no, absolutely. It just doesn't function as well as a normal, in quotation marks, a body, like a normal woman's body, shall we say.
Yeah, and actually, when me and Karina were talking, Karina actually mentioned that her boss and her lead singer, because Karina is a musician, as you will later find out, because I'm probably gonna make her sing a little bit on air. You get.
We'll see.
Have PCOS, and I actually know a lot of women who have PCOS, and actually, this was a topic that was definitely very, very much requested by a lot of my Instagram followers, which I know it's not a lot, but like, if I can help at least one person with how me and Karina combat it, I'm gonna be happy.
Absolutely, I completely agree. We need to spread the word, I think, and it's very important. And yeah, tell people about every one of our experiences. As you've said, it's very different within different people. Everyone has different side effects, everyone has different experiences, and it's important to tell the people that it's normal and you will experience different things. So it's nice. It's a nice journey. I think this was a great topic for us to talk about, especially you've had POS for some time, haven't you, Sophia?
Oh yeah. Man, I've been diagnosed since I was 13. And you're actually on the newer side, right? Like you
I
got
am, yeah.
diagnosed a couple of months ago.
Yeah. So I got diagnosed back in March, actually.
Whoa.
Back in March, like just as COVID-19 lockdown, I got discovered with POS, which I was like, oh my God, what am I meant to do? And it was really hard. I actually had to go to hospital appointments during COVID-19 lockdown because obviously with everything that was happening with me, and just I was in constant pain. Like for some reason there was just oh my goodness, I felt like this pain was undescribable. Like it's something that I do not wish on other people.
Why
But
were you in pain?
well, I have no idea. So I had the most horrendous cramps. And when I say a most horrendous cramps, I mean, I had to call my manager and say I couldn't go to work for 4 or 5 days because this constant cramp was constantly there and it wasn't budging. And I had to have like those hot bottle things, and I had to take paracetamol. I had to take something, and all I could do is pretty much sleep and just sleep it off. But I was just horrendous pains. Like, I don't know. It's so undescribable, to be honest.
Well, like as we were earlier talking, I told you my secret ingredient to cramps, which is
Yes.
our Macedonian national drink, rakia, that I keep promoting all
Yes.
around the world. I am gonna send you a bottle of rakia to the UK, and hopefully you won't have that pain anymore.
Oh my goodness, that would be incredible.
But first of all, congratulations on finding out what's going on with your body, because I
Yes,
believe it's very difficult to not know what's going on, and like at least now you know, and it's so
definitely.
much easier when you know, because you know how to combat it and what to do about it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I had these symptoms back when I was 16. So I was started to have irregular periods in when I was 16, but I never switched on because I had periods coming in every month, just like every woman has their period. But every month it was slightly going, it was a bit later, a little bit later, but then I thought, oh, it's just part of life. I'm sure it would just sort itself out, I guess. You know, when you're 16, it just, oh, whatever. And then things got worse. And it got a little bit worse. To the point where I was then, sorry, I'm gonna go a little bit I'm not gonna be PG right now.
This is not a show
But
that's
I
that's
kept bleeding
PG.
for that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But yeah, as I was saying, like I kept bleeding for about 2-3 months solid, and due to that I actually became anemic because I was losing so much blood when I was having my period, and it just never stopped. It never stopped for 3 months. I would have, once it like 3 months came by, I would stop for a good 2 weeks, and then I came right back on. And it was just like, what is going on? Like, this is unnormal. You don't have periods for 3 months. Like, that's stupid. Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
just felt, what the hell was wrong with me? So I had a couple of tests.
Explain to me the process. Like, how did you get diagnosed?
So I went to my local GP just because that's the only way you can actually, get an appointment of some sort. And I basically explained to my GP, I was like, I'm getting long ass periods. I have horrible cramps. I cannot function. You need to sort me out because I don't know, but when I have a period, I hate having them, in all honesty, because there's such a waste of life in a sense of, if you go out, if you want to do this, and then you're constantly like, oh, I need to go to the toilet. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, I need to do, like, do you know what I mean? It's horrible. I don't like,
Yeah.
it's so awkward. I hate it. So I basically went to my GP and said it affects my life, and it affects the fact that I'm anemic, and like at work I used to faint a lot because I just didn't have enough. I just didn't have enough white blood cells, like, or
Oh my
whatever it is. Like I didn't have enough of them, so I'd faint at work if I'm overheated. There's certain things I can't do because it's not nice. I looked really pale at one point in my, I looked ill when I'm not ill because I'm not. But yeah, it was a really horrible time, and I went to my GP. I've done everything that I need to do. You need to like try and fix this. And this is when they straight away went and got me an appointment with a gynecologist, and I got a scan, and then I got a scan on my ovaries and just to see what's going on. And basically that's when they said that, oh, one of your ovaries looks a little bit abnormal than the other, and you have like little cysts, like what you said, those little cysts, and it looks a bit odd. But it's really weird because
they make you do an echo, so they found out through an echo.
Yeah, that's
what type of an echo was it? Like, was it the one that they do it on the stomach, or was it the one that they put it inside? Which one did they do?
So I was meant to have the one inside, however, for some reason they just couldn't do it. I don't know why. So then I had it on my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they found out, basically. But it's really weird because when the results came through, it didn't necessarily said I had PCOS, but from what the gynecologist said when she was scanning me and also the symptoms, they were like, well, this kind of correlates, so you definitely have something like that. All my blood exams, like, you know, they test you with everything with the blood samples.
Yeah.
It all came positive. Like, I was fine, like I was, you know, a normal person. So they were like, oh right, okay, well then, and they were asking me like questions like, oh, did you have facial hair, do you have this, do you have that, do you experience this? And I said, no, I don't have any of these things, I just have constant bleeding, that's all I have. And they were like, oh my goodness, okay. And then they gave me these set of pills, and I do not take them because they're horrendous and they're so bad for you.
Yeah. So I think we started off on the similar path.
Yeah.
Except for me, it was radical different because I had a lot of other symptoms. So, like, a lot of people who have PCOS, I always say PCOS is a complete lottery of symptoms. Like,
100%.
no PCOS is the same. I had a girl who was a friend of mine who said, oh, my friend has PCOS and she's not acting the way you are. And I'm like, yeah, that's because every single patient of PCOS is different and you cannot compare them. In my language, we say it's like comparing grandmothers and frogs because it rhymes.
I love that saying. I love that. But no, it's so true. You can't compare your symptoms to other women's or experiences because everyone is different. Everyone, like, your background is different, your heritage, you know, it all comes from
your genes,
you know, hereditary, your
genes definitely,
exactly.
They're very different, and you cannot compare them. Like me and you, for example, like when we were talking, we're like, okay, like this is the only thing that's similar, and this like all the differences.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's so different, but it's so the same thing.
For me, yeah, it definitely started with irregular periods. And the longest time I've been without a period is 80 days.
Oh my God, that's a very long. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I don't know if you know this, but this is from a medical point of view. And this is what a friend of mine who studies medicine told me. But every single day that your period is missing, your body is prepared for you to have a period and it just won't happen, but you have all the symptoms as if you had a period. That's why you easily gain weight. That's why you can't control your emotions. You're basically like a pregnant lady for 80 days, basically, till you get your period.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that. So that's so crazy. The fact that I've been dry for 3 months, that clearly shows.
Okay, but don't say you're dry for 3 months, because I think people are gonna think of something else.
Yeah, let's not say that. My God, could you imagine?
I kinda can, but I'm not really ready to talk about that.
Let's not. No, let's not.
So yeah, it started definitely with irregular periods. For me, definitely it started with having facial hair. I have had a beard since I was 13, and at first I waxed it. But then I started shaving it because other methods came along, and I'm going to talk about that definitely later.
Of course.
I was too young to have the one that was inside of me. So they did an echo and they were like, so this is the interesting thing. I got diagnosed technically when I was 13. However, they saw the cysts when I was around 16 and 17. honestly, I don't think I did anything for those 4 years. Because they were like, okay, we're not really sure if it is. We're thinking that it is. We're kind of treating you as it is because it is so hard to diagnose PCOS. There is so little scientific research on it, especially in America. They don't really take up their time to research PCOS, which is super sad.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because if they did have research, so it would make life so much easier for us women that do have it, because then there are ways that we can, help ourselves. But this with these things, you kind of gotta wing it and research about it online and kind of just make your assumptions and your recommendations yourselves, and talk to other women about it and see what they did, maybe try what they done and go from there. And it's just horrendous, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and like it's not like winging a podcast. Like we're winging this podcast, but it's not the same as winging something that just causes so much change in your body.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Mm. And so yeah, I had the echo, and then like when I went to Slovenia, that's when probably they started treating me more seriously. And of course, as probably 99%, this is not a statistic, this is something that I made up from my head. But actually, every single woman that I talk to that has PCOS, the first thing that we talk about is contraception. Like every single woman that I know has had contraception for PCOS, which
Yeah.
is so bad, not only for
goodness.
women who have PCOS, but especially for women who don't, who are completely healthy and they take contraceptive pills as in a way like condoms do for sex. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
you just
definitely.
have to stop taking that.
I completely agree. Like, I'm one of these people where if I don't need to take something, I'm not gonna take it. And when my gynecologist told me that you need to take this pill, and this pill, which was a contraception pill, an estrogen pill, and something else as well, I'm on iron tablets, and that's the only thing I have because obviously I'm anemic. Duh. But any other tablet, I was just like, no way am I going to put that in my system whatsoever. Like, I've been taking some estrogen tablets to help me stop my period so that I wasn't constantly bleeding. And from the result of that, I've stopped bleeding, but now I don't have a period. So that's compromised my whole entire system, which is just like, what the hell? So now I've not bothered taking them because it affects your body. Like, tablets affect them, and the contraception pill definitely affects you, your system, your moods. It changes you as a person. It's horrible. I don't like it at all.
So like, let me take you on a little journey called my journey with contraceptive pills.
Please tell me.
First of all, they gave me contraceptive pills that were called Tiande, which I actually found out that they are actually forbidden and banned.
Yeah. That's wow.
Because they caused death.
That's crazy. And they gave that to you. Oh my God. No way.
Exactly.
That's crazy. No way.
Get this. When I started taking those pills, they were so strong that if I missed one pill, I would have really huge headache.
I can 100% imagine that. It's horrendous. I can't believe they gave you that. That's insane.
Oh yeah. Not only that, I am a woman who's, on the bigger side. I believe that PCOS has a lot to do with it, but I am not going to find excuses for myself because I haven't really been working out a lot in my life. So
don't lie, Sophia. I've seen you on your Instagram. I see you working out. Don't lie to me.
I work out. It's all PCOS's fault. And I am a person who doesn't eat a lot. Like, honestly, I don't really have a big appetite. I really don't. Girl, I cannot finish a pizza by myself.
No, me neither. No, I can only have like 4 slices and then I'll leave it till the next day because I like cold pizza.
What kind of a monster are you?
Oh my God, do you not know? Oh my God, in the UK, cold pizza is a thing. We love cold pizza.
Yeah, that's why it's raining in England all the time. If I were God and people like cold pizza, I would give them rain all the time as well.
Honest to God, it's such a bomb. It's so good. Like, especially for breakfast, like cold pizza for breakfast. Oh, so delicious.
I am cringing. I am dead.
No, no, don't
No, no, let's get back to PCOS. No. I refuse to accept a reality where people like cold pizza. No. Get this. When I was on those pills, I could eat a whole pizza and a full chocolate box in one sitting, Karina.
That's crazy.
Exactly. Of course, I gained 15 kilos. Like, what do you expect?
Well,
That
no,
happened.
I don't expect you're gonna happen. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Yeah, crazy.
And of course, at the end, there is the mental part of it, because PCOS, I don't know if a lot of people know, but PCOS is super connected to anxiety and depression. Like, literally, it causes changes in the chemicals in your brain. This is scientific research. This is not me making up stuff. I'm gonna link all the data below. Shit is real.
Absolutely. No, I completely agree. No, it's very true. Like, PCOS can really affect you mentally, and how you deal with certain situations, and how you are with just people in general. Like, it's a massive mood swing. So yeah, no, I completely agree on that.
So as I mentioned, there are actually 2 types of PCOS, and there are 4 subtypes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are 4 subtypes in PCOS, and 2 of them, of course, are androgen based, and I think 2 of them are based on insulin resistance mostly. And they're all very different. Honestly, by reading the data, I am not even sure which subtype I have, but I know that mine is caused by androgens, because actually just recently back in Slovenia, I did blood work, especially for testosterone, only that, and it cost 14 euros. Like, kill me for a student. That is just way too much. But I have to prioritize my health.
Absolutely.
And
it's very important.
Yeah. Like, in Macedonia, we say you can't put a price in health. You really can't.
No, we're exactly the same. Yeah, no. In our household, health is what brings the money. Health is what brings, loads of other things into the household. Without no health, there is nothing,
Yeah, definitely. So I am completely sure that I have the testosterone. And like, I knew because in Macedonia, they did a test of all hormones just to see all 8 hormones.
Okay.
And everything was just beautiful in my body except the testosterone. But when we did it, I was a kid. As I said, like, I got diagnosed at the age of 13. Like, they never actually told me the results. Sure. And my parents were like, oh, your testosterone is just a little bit higher than it's supposed to be. Especially because my mom is a biochemist. And, when she sees lab results, because she's supposed to work in a lab, she understands them, and not like a regular person. Like, she really understands the values.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then,
Sophia, just a quick question.
Yeah, shoot.
When you were diagnosed at 13, do you think that, doctors or whoever was just examining you, do you think they just didn't take your case further because you were so young? And then they were like, oh, well, we don't know if you have this, but it looks like you do from a very young age. And then when you were, 16 and 17 and you had your echo, and then they saw that you had those cysts in your ovaries and stuff, is that when they thought, oh, okay, the shit is real and you actually do have something and it can be quite serious? So do you think that they just didn't take that further because of that?
That is actually such a great question. I think yes. My answer would be yes, because when girls are at that age, we all know that periods need a longer time to stabilize, and
Of course.
teenage hormones and all of that. Because as well, I was very aggressive as a kid. I mean, I'm still very aggressive. I still hit people when they piss me off, honestly.
That's natural. We love that.
I mean, it's not that natural to hit people as much as I do, but being as a kid, they were like, okay, she's a kid, like, let's see what's going to happen.
Sure.
But I feel like Macedonian doctors and Slovenian doctors are very different, because in Slovenia, I'm not offending the Slovenian system, although it is kind of known for negligence to their patients, but that's because they have way too many patients, and I am really aware of that. But in Macedonia, my doctor, when they actually gave me contraceptive pills, he told me not to take them more than 2 years.
Okay. Okay.
In Slovenia, on the other hand, they actually made me take them forever,
Wow. That's
literally.
crazy. That's so crazy. And this is exactly why it's so important for you to, share that with us, because it's so diverse how one doctor in Macedonia says one thing and then one in Slovenia says another, and it's just like, well, hold on a minute, I'm diagnosed, you're telling me I have, PCOS, and great, cool, and then you're telling me two different things I should do.
Exactly.
Like, it's so confusing. Like, it's just stupid. It's like, this is why we should have more research into PCOS and more technology going into this stuff, because it's things like that that can really affect you as a woman, and many other things as well.
And it's
And
common. Like
exactly
every 10th woman, like 1 in 10 women have it.
it's so common. It's so common. Hello. Like, what are you meant to do?
Hello,
And they didn't do any
researchers.
research. Yeah,
We're
researchers.
serving.
Hello.
Like, I definitely volunteer to be a test subject. I'm not kidding.
Yes.
I am just so sick of this thing controlling my life, man. Like,
Yeah,
it defines me so much. Like,
exactly.
I'm the girl with PCOS. I'm the girl who has a beard. And it might have a lot to do with how I perceive myself, because honestly, I perceive myself that way. But
Sure, yeah.
how nice it would be if I didn't have a beard.
No, I completely feel you. I mean, I don't have one myself, but I feel you in a sense of, as a woman, you thinking, hold on a minute, why do I have a beard? Do you know what I mean? Like, hello.
Exactly. The worst thing that has happened to me, given PCOS, was the fact that this is the story that I was keeping on, by the way.
Yes,
I really
please,
wanted
please,
to
please.
tell you.
Sorry.
So I dated this guy and we met on Tinder and we were actually dating. So like we were dating a month and then I went on a work and travel in America.
Sure, yeah. Huh?
And then like when I came back, he was supposed to pick me up on the airport. And because the last 2 weeks, it's work and travel, I traveled. And I didn't really have access to a shower and, just getting pretty and putting on makeup and everything. So
Yeah,
I look like completely barefaced, no makeup, nothing.
basically a barefaced Betty. A
Pretty
barefaced
much.
Betty.
Pretty much. Like, this guy has seen me without makeup,
Yeah.
but he has never seen me with a beard because, like, I always, like, took care of it every single time before we met because I knew the exact moment we're gonna meet. But
exactly,
honestly, I get like so sick that I need to take care of this all the time. Like sometimes I actually forget I have a beard because like it's not that every single day I am holding a mirror 24/7 in front of my face and I know that I have a beard. And that thing,
yeah.
like it grows, man. It grows so fast. I shave every single fucking day.
Oh my god. Oh no. Damn. That's horrendous. No. Bless you.
So this guy picks me up on the airport. Before, like when we were texting, he's like, "Oh, like get pretty for me when I see you in the airport." And I'm like, I don't have access to shower or any facilities for 24 hours because I've been on 3 flights in I don't even know how many different time zones.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness. The audacity! Why is he telling you, oh, make sure you look pretty before I see you? Oh my god.
Way worse.
I'm already getting angry over that.
You're gonna get even angrier. Trust me.
No.
So
no.
we go back to my apartment. He barely hugs me and he's like, when we get home, you need to take a shower. You stink.
Right. Brilliant. Thank you. I've been on 3 flights and it's been 24 hours. Great. Thank you so much.
And that's like the second thing he says to me. He doesn't even say how nice it is to see me after 4 months, basically.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like, oh, hey, oh my God, it's so nice to see you again. Like, I can't wait to hang out. Like, let's chill. Let's do whatever. Like, no. He's like, oh, you stink. Go have a shower. How rude.
It gets even worse. We go to my apartment. And again, PCOS makes me have very, very high stamina. This is something that I don't really mention with my PCOS, only my closest people know. But I feel it's important to mention it on air for women who are combating PCOS, and because there's a lot of us who have a high stamina as well. But normally PCOS is related to extremely low stamina, aka women really don't want to have sex.
Yeah.
For me, it's the opposite.
Basically.
Like, I want to do it all the time. And like, I'm a teensy bit ashamed to say this, but there is nothing I can do about this. Technically, like, to make it lower, except fixing all of my hormones, which is fun because sex fixes my hormones.
I love it.
Like, it's a remedy. It just regulates everything. Like, bada bing, bada boom, everything is fucking great after sex.
Literally. I feel you. No, I feel you in that level. I do feel you.
And it doesn't even have to be an orgasm. Like, yeah, sure, I have like 10 of those, but
yeah, no. Yeah, no, I feel you.
And so, like, to connect this back to the story, I really wanted, to have sex with him. I just got back after 4 months. I missed him, like, we were together. And he's like, no, go take a shower and shave.
No.
And he's like, I'm not touching you until you do that.
Sorry? Excuse me?
I got so angry that
Please tell me you kicked
him
out. Oh my god, yes! Yes! Oh, I'm so glad you did.
I respect myself enough to know that I am not just a beard, that I'm a person.
Absolutely. I think that's ridiculous. The fact that he was like, I'm not gonna have, some sexual being or whatever because you have a beard. That's just rude. So what if you have a beard? Embrace it. What the hell? That's so rude. I think that's so inconsiderate. That's disgusting.
Yeah, that was so bad. Like, that was so shallow. Story.
That is so shallow.
I mean, there are some good things about, at least by my PCOS. I get amazing hair.
Love it.
Amazing nails.
Yes, queen.
And I have a stamina that every guy wants. I mean, of course, after a month, they're like, okay, I cannot keep up with you. You are the most demanding woman I've ever met. But like, for the first month, they like it. Imagine if I didn't have any stamina at all. A lot of women combat that, especially women with PCOS in a lot of support groups. They're like, dude, how do I make my stamina larger or greater? Because like my husband wants to sleep with me and I can't. And actually, it's a cause for a lot of problems in relationships. So I'm happy. I don't want to sleep with you all the time, but at least I'm happy.
So you have the best of both worlds. Yeah.
You win some, you lose some.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, no, I mean, I don't really necessarily have any positives or negatives. It's something that as you said, like, I'm newly into this world of PCOS. Like, I have a lot more to discover and kind of, what affects me at the moment and stuff like that.
I'm there for you.
At the minute, yeah, no, absolutely. And
I'm there for you. I can be your PCOS Wikipedia for all the things. Give you all the support groups and everything. Like, don't worry about it. Like, we got you.
Oh, thank you. Yes. The thing is, this is the thing. Like, because I'm so newly about it, and with me, it's very hereditary. So it's between like my aunties had it, my cousins had it, and stuff like that. So obviously at the time, I wouldn't have known that until now. And then when I was discussing it with my family, they were like, "Oh, I had that. Oh, I had PCOS, and I had this, and I had that." And I was like, "Oh, really? Wow. Why didn't you say anything before?" And when I was talking to my manager about it and my lead singer about it, it was just such a natural thing, and it was just so nice. And I learned like bits and pieces about what it is and what I can do to help myself. What
was the most important thing that you learned, for example?
That it's okay to have it. We've been repeating it. It's a common thing within women, and it's okay to have it. And there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is always going to be like different remedies, like different things. Obviously, not everything works for every single woman, as we say. Like, everyone's symptoms are different, so every single method is going to be different. And some people are going to, gain it, and it's going to be amazing. And then some people are just going to be like, nah, it doesn't work. And it is what it is. And I think what we're trying to say is, even if you have PCOS, be very open to try out different things, try out different diets, try out many things, you know,
Oh
and
yeah,
be
definitely.
okay with it. And it's a very much a coping mechanism. Obviously, we all have our worries, you know, some are worse than others, but it's something that we can help each other as women and kind of go
Oh,
through
for
this.
sure. We can support each other, and not just women who have PCOS. Like, there are so many things that happen only to women's bodies, because women's bodies are just a teensy bit more complicated than guys. And we definitely, PCOS or no PCOS, we need to support women.
Absolutely.
What are the things that have helped you out the most? Like, I know you're pretty new, but is there something that has already worked out for you?
Obviously, I've always been a bigger girl. I'm always a curvy girl. So working out has been a massive thing for me. You know, I was discussing with Sophia earlier about like my weight loss, and from September last year, where I started to when I was doing my graduation, I lost a lot of weight. And I kept maintaining it by December. But obviously, in December, it's Christmas time, so we all eat, and you know, life goes on.
How much exactly did you lose, and what was the time period?
Yeah, so my graduation was in November the 14th, I believe, and then I started my process on the 31st of August. So it was just in that time period I think I lost. Do you know
That
what?
is
I'm not
3 months,
100%.
Karina.
Yeah, that's
That is
crazy.
3 months, girl.
Yeah, yeah. It was literally pain and sweat, and having my PT like constantly there. And because I said to my PT that my goals in everything is I don't necessarily want to be skinny. That's not me, because if I am skinny, it wouldn't look right. It's not a thing.
That's
But
what a lot of people said to me too. Like, you don't have the body and the figure to look skinny. You can be slim, but not
yeah,
skinny.
yeah, exactly. I want to be slim. I don't want to be skinny. Like, no, it's not for me. It doesn't look right on me, because I have a lot of curves and I want to show them. I have a big booty.
Absolutely.
I want to show that big booty.
Yes.
So exactly. So I kind of said to my PT, I was like, I want to fit in, because I bought my graduation outfit back in May last year. And it was actually too small. I purposely bought it too small for me. And I thought, I need to get in that size, whether I like it or not. I was like, I need to push myself to get in that size.
Wow.
And yeah, I did. I got my PT with me. I went to the gym, and do you know what? Going to the gym made such an incredible difference for me physically. Even me having PCOS, like, it was incredible. I felt so much better. I felt so much healthier, and yeah, like my system started working kind of like regularly, and it was just nice to kind of feel so human again, which was quite nice. I lost a lot of weight. I as I say, I can't remember how much I lost, but I definitely lost 2 dress sizes for sure, because yeah, I definitely lost 2
Yeah,
dress sizes.
I actually saw the photos of Karina, and, like, ladies and gentlemen, Karina looks incredible. Like, honestly, I have no words. I have never been that patient for to work out constantly with 3 months. But I guess it has a lot to do that you were working with a personal trainer. If I worked
Yeah,
with a personal trainer, I believe that I would have something like, go now, do this now. And if I had a personal trainer, not only he would push me, because usually when you push me in workouts, I achieve the maximum that my body can, and I don't give up. I might throw
absolutely.
up after a workout, which has
Yes.
happened,
Yeah, same.
which has happened a lot of times. But I'm not like, if I have to do 10 reps, I am gonna do 10 reps, and the end of the world might happen.
Yeah,
But I am super
absolutely.
proud of you, honestly.
Thank you. I know, honestly, it was such an amazing achievement. And then when I wore my graduation outfit in November, I just looked so fly. I was like, whoa, I look so good. I feel so good. And then I continued it like till December. And then obviously Christmas happened. I was eating, but then I was working out, so I just kind of stayed the same weight. And then yeah, I kind of continued it up until COVID-19. And then I became really lazy, and I just couldn't, because obviously all the gyms shut. So I was like, how am I meant to work out? And I'm one of these people mentally that I need to go to somewhere else to work out. I need to go to a space to work out. I can't work out at home because my parents look at me and it's weird and I don't like it. And then I don't really like to work out in the garden because the neighbors get to see you and they're like, oh my God, what is she doing? Like, no. It's just crazy. Honestly, all the people in the UK are just weird. They like to peep in people's windows and see what people are doing, and it's just weird. I'm just not into that, unfortunately. So yeah, and then I became really lazy, and now I'm the way I am today. So now that the gyms are open, I need to get on it, and I need to go back to that beautiful size that I was back in November.
Karina, when are you going back to the gym?
I should be going back to the gym in next week, actually. I'm a little bit busy this week, so I was like, should I just? It's already Tuesday. Like, I don't wanna start midweek.
Actually, I think research proves that starting a workout on a Tuesday is with the highest retention rate. As in, if you start on a Tuesday, you're gonna work out the most and keep your routine.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. That's actually something quite interesting. You learn something every day. I didn't know that. Wow.
So,
but yeah, I mean, I could stay on time. I could start next Tuesday. To be fair, I have a couple of mates that want to train me. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to totally let you train me.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. I have friends that, you know, we kind of have the same issues, and you know, he's always wanted to be fit and stuff like that. So I was like, and he is a very fit guy, and yeah, he's into like bodybuilding. Yes, I will do.
Is he hot?
He is, you know, he's very good looking. He's quite good looking, yeah.
I'm kidding.
I mean, if you want to go there, I can send you. I can slide you into his DMs.
I do need a personal trainer, especially if someone. That's what I wanted to ask you as well. Like, does your personal trainer know and is aware of your PCOS? Like, is that program tailored in a way to PCOS?
Yeah, definitely. So I've had two PTs. I had two women. I had a lady called Georgia, and she actually moved in October last year to France to train an athlete. So she then couldn't do my PT sessions. Yeah. But then I got to another lady called Elise, and she's my PT, my current PT. And yeah, she knows about my PCOS, and we kind of train a certain way so that it doesn't affect me as much. So I'm not a massive running person. It's not for me. I don't like it. I know. I hate running. I'm sorry.
We're so opposite. I love running. I love cardio. Like, just give me. I hate strength training. Like, if I have to do dumbbells.
Oh, I love strength. I love strength training. Yeah, that's me. I'm there in the weights. I love the weights. I love cardio in the sense of like squatting and like, you know, doing other and
cardio.
It's part of it. It's part of it. No, I'm joking. But yeah, no. Strength training is my forte. I love that. I don't like cardio. That can just go.
I really love how opposite we are and how well we complement each other in this.
I know. I love it.
Freaking love it. Definitely.
Great.
I also had like a question. So I know that like Instagram kind of popularized and made a business for a lot of people who do training, but did that actually lower the costs or make them higher? And how affordable is it to have a personal trainer in today's life? Because, for example, I've never had a personal trainer, nor I know anyone from Slovenia or Macedonia that has a personal trainer. The only person that I do know is my roommate who lives here with me in Portugal, and she said it's 10 euros per training. So how are the rates in UK, and how are the rates with yours?
So because I'm part of a gym called Pure Gym in the UK, you get personal trainers within that gym. So then you select the trainers that you'd like to kind of have a PT session with, and you have men and women, which is great. And you decide which PT you want. Now, with PT sessions, it's all personal gain. It's not actually anything with the company itself. So it depends on the PT itself of what rates they wanna, charge you and how they want to go about it. Most of the PTs that I know that I've experienced myself, and just PTs that I know in general, because I know people that have done that, they do it through bundles. They don't do it per class. So they'll say like 10 classes is a certain amount, and that's how they do it, really. And so that obviously at the end of the day, because if it is per week that you're doing a lesson, that and for example you cancel on a lesson, they don't get paid because you're paying for that one lesson, if that makes sense. Whereas you do a bundle, you have to pay them in advance.
And you have to go to those trainings and not.
You have to go to the trainings. You have to do them because you've paid for them, so you need to go, which is very smart, and I completely agree with that.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that's pretty much how it is. Now, it depends on how the qualifications you are as a PT. If you've just come out of university and you did like an apprenticeship or such, it depends. My first PT, it only cost me, how much did it cost me? About £500 for the whole lot. So I had 10 classes plus another lot. So yeah, no, it's quite expensive.
But you have to translate for me in euros.
Oh, so £500 in euros would be about probably 650 euros.
65.
I'm guessing. No, like 650 euros, or maybe a little bit less. So maybe I'm over exaggerating it, but yeah, it's roughly around that. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's awful.
I think I just had a heart attack.
Yeah, no doubt. Like it's expensive. Being a PT it's so expensive.
I mean, but
good money.
It's personal. It's personalized and it's branding, and yeah, I know. And there are the costs.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just that. Like your personal trainer will set up like a meal plan for you, and then you have to stick to that meal plan for you. And obviously personalized training and like
but that's my problem with personal trainers. But again, this is from my experience and from things that I heard. Like there are so many personal trainers that focus either on weight loss or weight gain, and with PCOS it's not that easy, because PCOS is super related to insulin resistance to a certain degree, which means controlling your sugar levels, which means you have to eat basically every hour.
Exactly. Yes.
And when he does a meal plan, he does, like 3 meals, and they're mostly based on protein.
Yeah.
And that doesn't work for me or in my body. Like that is just terrible for me, because as a PCOS that has a lot of testosterone, I build muscle so fast. Like if I train regularly, I can have the definition of a good body in like maybe 2 months.
That's insane. Yeah.
Never in my life have I had a butt till I started doing squats. And we're talking 10 squats per day.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I had a tiny butt by the end of the month.
Wow, that's crazy. That's so crazy. Yeah. See, in that respect, like I'm the complete opposite. Like I have an ass, lol, but I want to make it peachier and rounder.
What?
Yeah, literally squats is my best friend. I absolutely love squats. But yeah, no, I'm the complete opposite. I very much am a protein eater. Like I will eat mostly protein, actually. I don't really eat much.
That's because we're both anemic. Like I've never been a person who loves meat, and then I became really anemic and my body just started asking for protein. And also my blood type is 0, and 0 have a higher demand for protein because it has a special enzyme that actually dissolves protein a lot faster than other types, aka you want a lot more protein all the time.
Yeah, no, definitely. So I must admit, like some of my diet is mostly protein stuff. Yeah.
How does your diet even look like?
So usually I'll have like breakfast in the morning. It depends what I have, really. It's but sometimes it's mostly like porridge and then your banana and then honey and stuff like that. I actually changed my milk due to PCOS, scientifically proven. My cousin is also a what is she? She's a doctor as well. I don't know what doctor she is, but she turned around and said almond milk is so good for you if you have PCOS.
Because it doesn't have lactose. Because it doesn't
Exactly.
have lactose. Lactose for me, as a kid, I drank milk like water.
Yeah, same.
And then I went to university. Maybe it's because I changed to a very different country, in a way very far from my own. But I would just get like a little balloon. I would get so gassy that I can no longer drink milk at all. So I switched to almond milk. And as a person who hated coconuts, I love coconut milk. I just tried it here in Portugal and it is amazing.
See, yeah, I'm exactly the same. So obviously I used to drink, normal milk as you do, like, as everyone does. Then when I went to university, I tried soya milk just because it was just so much cheaper and it
is very bad for PCOS.
It is. Yes, I discovered that.
Definitely needs to be avoided.
Yeah, 100%. I discovered that because my cousin was like, what do you drink? And I was like, in your teas and stuff. And she was like, I have soy. And she was like, oh my God, stay off of that. Like, change that milk. Like, no. And I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? So then I changed to almond milk. And my God, has it changed? It's changed how it's definitely changed my immune system and my stuff. And to be honest with you, it tastes exactly the same. If I put it in tea or I put it in hot chocolate or anything, it just tastes the same. Like, I don't see the difference, to be honest with you. Yeah. I have that. So that's obviously mostly protein based with your banana and your oats. So that's pretty much protein. Then I'll have a snack. I'll have like a protein bar like in between before lunch. Then lunch is usually just a massive just meat, egg, whatever. Like it's usually meat, egg, and then something else. And again, very protein based again, like it is what it is. Another snack. Not necessarily protein, it just might probably be a banana again, or just I love bananas. That's like my life. I love bananas.
They are my number one resource for sugar, except for honey.
Yeah.
And I really love peanut butter, man.
I love peanut butter.
But
yes.
It has to be 100% pure peanut butter.
I agree. So
for me, I've tried a lot of things regarding my diet because I wasn't super huge on meat, and of course I can't say like meat is murdered that drastically. However, I do believe that it has a lot to do with climate change. It has a lot to do with animals being brutally murdered.
Yeah,
absolutely, I believe in that. I really do. And I tried a plant-based diet, and that made me even more anemic.
Really? Wow, that's crazy, because actually when I was talking to my cousin and like even other people about diets and stuff, they actually recommended people to go plant-based or vegan because you have most of your nutrients from that, and that can actually help. So that's incredible how that it made you more anemic.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, talking to a lot of experienced and well-researched vegetarians and vegans, especially in Slovenia, I do realize that I wasn't not putting enough plant protein in my body, which is basically legumes, as far as I know.
Yes.
And that might have been the cause. But honestly,
potentially, yeah.
As much as it's bad, I feel so much better eating meat. And nowadays, I eat meat almost every day. Another thing that I wanted to tell you about, what really worked for me, and especially with dealing PCOS and even weight loss, was eating a lot more fat.
Yes.
But we're talking healthy fats. Like I fell in love with avocado and peanut butter.
I love avocado. Yes, I completely agree.
Like avocado toast, it may be the most hipster thing in the world, but it was definitely so good.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Avocado is my life. Like anything avocado, just anything in those nutrients that you need. I completely agree. Like it so helps. It's so good for you.
And when I base my diet, because for me basing it on protein is really hard, honestly.
Sure.
I've done so many meal plans by myself and with helps of friends as well to do like a protein diet, but I don't know, I just don't like it. And the thing about me is even if I eat healthy, I cannot, and I really want to make this clear. I cannot eat things that I don't like.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. Yeah, no, definitely.
However, I found out that a lot of unhealthy things can be made very healthy very easily and have the not exact same type of taste, but something close to it, which is enough.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just an alternative basically to what you want. And although it's not exactly as you say, it tastes exactly the same, it's still something that you can still have, but it's so much healthier and just so much better for you in
Yeah.
with PCOS and many other factors as well. So I think it's a great alternative.
I mean, it's very interesting because like talking about food, so in a lot of PCOS groups, there are a lot of so-called experts or even experts. Like there are people who actually did degrees in PCOS because a lot of women struggle, especially with children and
Yes.
fertility.
Yeah.
A lot of women struggle with that, honestly. So many women struggle with that.
Absolutely.
And there was this one called Kim Campbell. I am definitely going to link it in this episode.
Yes.
Who does meal plans and does PCOS challenges. Actually, for everyone who's listening, the new challenge is going to start on the 21st. And as someone who's combating PCOS, I do recommend trying it because being on that diet made my period come exactly on time, which has
Which is
never happened.
incredible. Yeah.
Not
Which is
even on
incredible.
therapy, not even being on contraceptive pills, not being on the therapy that I am now. It has never
Wow.
happened. And the therapy that I'm being now is just using this Russian pads by a company called Tiande. Again, this is not sponsored. However, this has helped me so much that I would give this information for free to everyone. It is pretty
Yeah.
expensive. For me, the whole program for 3 months, I think it cost around 200 euros, which, for our standards, it's very high. But I have a period every single month. And as I
Which is
mentioned
incredible.
before,
Yeah.
I didn't have a period for 80 days.
That's insane.
Yeah. And I went crazy those 80
Wow.
days.
I can imagine. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I mean, you
Wow.
you probably did too. Like you're still missing your period right now, right?
I am. Yep. No, I still don't have a period since May, so I'm just waiting basically, which is horrible. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where it's hard because you're trying to change your diet. You're trying to do so many things to change it so that you sort of have like a light and like a light bulb situation, and then things start to maneuver in your body. But yeah, it just doesn't seem to happen. So I think so many recommendations that you're saying, Sophia, are just fantastic, and I can't wait to
For sure.
help with my stuff, and hopefully I can get back on track.
For sure. For sure. Like I honestly believe that you don't have it very badly as much as you
No.
can. I really believe that you're one of the lighter cases of PCOS. By the way, there is a lean PCOS. Like there are people who are thin but still have PCOS.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
usually, especially in America, there's like this image that women with PCOS are just women who are fat. And
And it's
women
not
with
true.
PCOS
It's
have to
not
be
true.
fat. It's not. Like
No.
there are a lot of lean, beautiful women that have PCOS.
Yeah, my manager is one of them. Like she's a very slim lady, and she's great. She looks normal on the outside, but unfortunately on the inside is not so normal.
Yeah.
But it is normal because it's common.
So yeah, the one thing would be the diet. The second thing would be the pads. If anyone's interested, please, no matter whether we know each other or not, send me a DM on Instagram. I'm going to let my handle down below. I am going to send you all the links that you need. I'm also putting them in this episode. I am open to talk to you about PCOS at any time, be it day, be it night. I am there
Yes.
for you because the struggle is so real, and it's such a heavy journey for all women
Absolutely.
who have PCOS that I really just want to help women.
Yes, 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 yes.
And so the second thing is the pads. The third thing that everyone tells me that it's working, but I am still expecting the results, is spearmint tea.
Okay.
However, I am not really sure if this is a good fit for you, given that spearmint tea is mostly connected to androgens, aka testosterone in this case.
Right, okay.
So the
I see what you
job
mean,
of
yeah.
spearmint basically is to lower testosterone. However, it's tea. Like
Yeah, tea is tea. I'm sure it's good, yeah.
there are no side effects to drinking tea. It's completely
No,
natural.
exactly.
There's nothing fake in it. So you might as well
Exactly.
try it. It's spearmint tea. And everyone said in the support group that it takes around 90 days to see results by tea. I thought that by day 40, which is actually tomorrow, I would have results. But
But how's it going?
there are no changes, honestly. And I was disappointed and I was sad because I cannot wait for the day that I'm not going to have a beard.
Yes. Oh my
But
god,
that day
yes.
is still not coming.
But
But
it will be. But it will be.
oh, thank you for giving me hope.
Yes.
That is so sweet.
That's
Thank
what we're here to do. Support each
you.
other.
Yes, definitely. And for all the women, just listen to Karina's or even my advice and don't give up. I'm sure as hell won't. Because it's
No,
tea.
definitely not.
And
No.
I like the taste. It tastes like mint. It's nice.
Exactly. I bet it makes your breath smell nice. So winner, winner.
Hey, I haven't kissed anyone in a while, so I have no idea how my breath is.
I love that.
But
He smells like mint, I'm sure.
minty, yeah. But a lot of women said that if you take spearmint pills, the results are going to be as twice as fast.
Okay.
So I just ordered spearmint pills by Swanson. I'm also gonna link them down below for everyone who might want to try them out and see what they happen.
Yeah.
And finally, the one thing that definitely helped me, but that's with me being hairy, is Philips Lumea. And a lot of people have been asking me about its effects because Philips Lumea, it is a pretty expensive thing. It cost around 500 euros when in its height of its popularity and if it's marketing.
Wow.
And a lot of people did sponsored blog posts, but with sponsored blog posts you're kind of inclined and a little bit under pressure to, I mean, say your actual opinion, but it's sponsored.
Yeah. Of
So
course. Yeah, yeah.
it's not
It's a bit.
as although if I sign up for a sponsorship ever in my life, when we do the contract, I'm gonna be like, man, I'm gonna be like completely 100 fucking percent honest.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Honesty is a great policy. So
Yeah,
you
I
should be
mean,
honest with what you have.
honestly, a lot of bloggers stick to that policy because everyone who works in marketing, including myself, knows that if you lie in marketing, you're not gonna get far.
Okay. Yeah, no, I feel that. Yeah.
And it definitely, like, Philips Lumea showed amazing results on my legs. I've been using it
Amazing.
for 1 year, and I am either basically hairless for 4 or 5 days, which when I was a kid, I shaved 2 times per day, and in summer I wouldn't go at the beach. I was so ashamed
Wow, that's
of,
crazy.
like, how women are obsessed with their weight because of media.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was obsessed with my hairy legs
Wow.
and the different size of my boobs, because that is technically also related to PCOS, although I don't really quite understand how.
Yeah, no, that's a bit weird. I don't know why that. Oh, that's a bit weird. I've never heard of that one, but yeah, wow.
Yeah. But honestly, I can nowadays say I am almost hairless for someone with that high of a level of testosterone, because my testosterone is twice as high as I mentioned. To
Yes,
being hairless for 5 days.
that's like an achievement in itself. Like that's incredible.
Exactly. It is, those were my exact words. It's an achievement. But to be honest, I haven't seen results on my face. And that's why I started shaving, because with waxing it showed a lot less. But the thing about Philips Lumea is because it's pulsating light, it works only with shaving, because when you're shaving, you're just cutting the hair follicle and the hair follicle is in. And when you're
Yes.
waxing, you actually take off the hair follicle and it cannot chemically by light destroy it.
Sure. Yeah, I
And for
agree. Yeah.
everyone wondering, it is a completely safe process. As I mentioned, my mom is a biochemist. So before buying it, we actually had that debate for around 6 months before we bought it.
Incredible.
And
Right. Okay.
I have basically no bad words. For my hands where I've been shaving and my legs where I've been shaving for a longer time, the results have been amazing. For my
Wow.
face, I think that there is still time to see. And of course, I'm not going to stop using it because I'm going to do everything to just stop having a beard.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
I really don't like it. Like, yeah, you should normalize your body and everything, but when it's just so different, you
Yeah,
really
I
want it
completely feel
gone.
you. Yeah.
It's sad, but I really feel that I am defined by my own beard and I really don't want to.
Oh no, no, that's so sad. No, don't think that way.
I try to, but it's just it is so hard because this has been with me forever. And honestly, it has caused me a lot of uncomfortable conversations in dating.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, yeah, no, definitely.
Especially with Corona, most of dating is online. And online dating is like a market. You just pick out
Yeah,
the prettiest
yeah,
thing you find. Like
yeah.
Tinder is based on photos, and it's like, okay, I don't like this person. There's gonna be another person and another person. And I don't think we focus on quality and repairing and like very deeply connecting to people.
I completely agree. Yeah, no, definitely. I think Tinder's one of those things where you're like, you're nice, cool, great. No, move on. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not a
Yeah.
serious sort of thing.
And
Yeah.
it doesn't even like when you're in a couple, when you actually start dating, because I dated a guy from Tinder, and even in general nowadays, like people are so well connected. Like me and you, we technically have never met, but like we've been
I
talking
know.
for like, I don't know, 4 hours now or
Yeah,
five.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And like we so easily connected. So imagine how much easier it is for dating in a way.
Exactly. Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah, I
so
feel you.
easy to meet new people and it's so easy to move on to another person. I know that from a personal experience. I ended a
Yeah.
so-called relationship not even a month ago and I'm completely fine
Wow.
with it.
Yeah,
I'm
because it's so
completely
easy to do
fine
that
with it.
because
Yeah.
you don't
Because
have
I
to.
know that if I
Yeah,
start swiping on dating apps, I'm going to have a match that I actually like and he likes me and everything is going on at least for some time. Question
exactly.
is, what happens when the actual problems start to arise?
That you're very true. That's very true. Like this is the question. Like what actually happens when these questions do happen? Like what the hell? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I definitely relate that to PCOS so much
Yeah.
because I have, like, with that guy, he knew I have PCOS. Like, he literally said to me, like, I know you have problems, but can't you just, like, handle it? No,
That's just so rude. Yeah, no.
no, I
Absolutely not. You
cannot
can't just
handle
handle
it.
it.
It's not
Yeah.
something that I control.
No,
Just like,
exactly.
I get really angry. Like, please support me on this, but I get not angry, but really, I don't support girls who wouldn't date guys that are shorter than them.
Yeah, I feel that.
Because men cannot control their height. Height is just given to them by genes, by God, but I don't know, a puppet in the sky, the spaghetti monster, or whoever's there.
It's just is what it is. Like you're just born that way. Simple as, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then I think everyone has their own interests and dislikes, you know? I personally like a tall man because I am such a small person. So
How
I
tall
like
are
to
you?
I'm only 5'2",
Wait, that's 150.
57, I believe.
Also, we're about the same height. I'm
We're about the
158.
same. Yeah, we're very similar height. As I say, like I'm quite small, so I'm like I'd like a tree. I like to date trees because I like to climb. It's great. I love it.
You like to climb?
I love to climb. No pun intended.
Was it though?
No, there's no pun intended. PG. We're gonna keep it PG.
No, we're not. We're
No, we're
definitely
not.
not.
But yeah, no, I'm a type of person that I do like taller guys just because that's my preference. But if you're
I
the
like
same
them
height as
too.
me,
I
if
mean,
you're the same height as me, it's cool.
yeah. I like tall guys, but honestly, if they're a lot taller than me, if they're like 190 and above, for me it is a problem,
Really?
especially in bedroom activities.
Why'd you say that?
Shower.
Yeah.
It is a bit difficult.
Yeah, I can.
It is a bit difficult to do it. Yeah, but I mean, I don't have a problem with short guys. Then
No,
again, there's no one that's
same.
shorter than me, and
Yeah.
to a certain degree, I kind of understand. But I think that's all about gender equality. Honestly,
Definitely.
if you feel that women should have the same pay as men because they're equally smart, then you should date a guy who's shorter than you because that's just genetics. It doesn't mean he's less of a man. Actually, shorter guys have shown up to be awesome at, things.
Things. Glorious things.
As you said, we're keeping it PG.
Love it. But no, I feel that. No, it's so true. Different people will surprise you in so many ways, and I think it doesn't really matter it doesn't matter about your height. It's just, as you say, it's genetics, it's DNA, it's what you're given, and I think you should be grateful and whatever for what you've been given. Simple.
Definitely. And one of my, like, I've never said this on air, and I'm gonna close my eyes as I say it, and I'm not gonna look at anyone because it's just so difficult to say. But one of my biggest fears in life is to date a guy and that he wants kids, and because of PCOS, I cannot give them to him, and he would leave me because of it. It's a completely irrational fear, but I feel it. I personally really don't want kids.
Yeah. I'm exactly the same.
But I believe that there might be a possibility where, I don't know, I mature, or I just meet a guy who really wants kids and I love him so much that I would give him the kids just so he could have them, or something like that. Like,
yeah. No, I completely agree with you on that, in that respect. Like, there is a part of me that, those are some of my worries, that if we can all turn around now, like, we're both the same age, we're 22, we have like a career ahead of us and stuff, and we can be like, oh yeah, we're not planning to have kids right now, we're not planning to do a lot of things right now, whatever. But what if I do find Mr. Right in the future, and then we gain this relationship, we gain this whatever, and then he's like, cool, let's get married. I'm like, okay, let's go. And then it gets to it, and then and you turn around, and that's the whole point. You get married, you start your little establishment, you're just about to have kids, and I then need to tell my partner, by the way, there's a potential thing that I potentially won't be able to give kids. I probably won't be able to get pregnant, and it's a massive shock. That's what your body's made for, in a sense, because we're us women are meant to carry children. That's what we're meant to.
And we feel less about it.
Yeah, and the fact that we can't do that because of PCOS is incredible, and it can affect so many marriages. It can affect so many relationships and futures, and your husband or your partner or whoever can just turn around and be like, well, if you can't give me kids, then see you later. And that's something that I worry about.
Even like, I'm sorry, after years and years of trying and
yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't, like, I mentally, emotionally can't, because like, men are allowed to feel that way and emotions as well. Like, not women are not the only ones that struggle. Men struggle with women having PCOS as well.
Yeah, absolutely, completely agree. Yeah.
But like, has it ever occurred to you that, like, for us, maybe we have like even lower chances as we grow up, and like, to ever feel the pressure of like, time's ticking, time to have a kid, otherwise you might never ever have it because you have PCOS?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, obviously we're both 22 now, so at the minute I'm not thinking about that, but I have heard from other people that obviously the older you get, the worse it is for PCOS, and that I have thought about even freezing the eggs that I have at the moment, and freezing them and wait till I'm 30, so that for example, if something doesn't come around, and I can have a kid, but in a different way. Do you know what I mean? Like, just making sure that there's those precautions there for me in the future for me to then have one, because there could be a point, as you say, like, I'm not as severe at the moment, but I'm sure obviously the older we get, the more severe I could get. You don't know. This is the thing. It's so unpredictable. It's such an unpredictable situation. So it's one of those things where you kind of have to put precautions in place so that you can have a better future. And then if you do plan to have kids, then it's something that you can do. And I think that's definitely one of our options, is freezing my eggs at the moment and then wait until I'm older and see what happens. Really, I think that's a great way.
That is very nice. Honestly, I've never thought about the freezing eggs.
Yeah, that's actually a conversation. When I was actually newly diagnosed, it was actually a conversation that I had with my parents straight away. I was just like, well, hold on a minute. If this is gonna get worse and worse each year, or however it's gonna be, then by the time I'm 25, I need to kind of make a decision of, let's freeze my eggs now so that I actually have a future for later on in life, so that I know family friends that have tried having children because they either have PCOS or they have other issues, shall we say. Yes, we're gonna call it issues. Yeah, they find it really hard to get pregnant, and then they go through these treatments so that their eggs can be, okay, just to have a child. And it's a very long, tiring process, and I think that's something that it's really tough for women to handle, and especially when you have the pressure of your family, the pressure of your husband and stuff, and you're like, you need to deliver on this a child, or you need to deliver on something, and the fact that you can't do that, it's disappointing, and it's so frustrating. So yeah, no, it's definitely something that I spoke about straight away to my parents, and my parents are like, yeah, that's a really good idea. So that's something that I will be probably thinking about in the future. Yeah, for sure.
And what I noticed, this is not from my personal experience, but so many women are like, okay, she just had a kid, and like, I'm jealous. I want my own kid and I can't have it. Women ask them, so what about you? When are you going to have kids? Without
Yeah,
actually even stopping to think that she's trying to have a kid and she can't, and you're making her feel worse.
exactly.
Especially in my culture. Even when I was 17, my grandmother grabbed me by the hand and she was like, I got married at your age.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And
Absolutely crazy. Yeah.
the shittiest thing about us is that this is something that I personally struggle most as a thought. I don't want kids, but I want to have a certain possibility that I can. And unless
Yeah.
I try to have kids, I don't know if I can. There is no test in this world that's gonna be like, okay, yeah, you're fertile as a farm, you can have all
Yeah,
the
let's
kids.
go. Yeah. No, absolutely. There's no test about that. It's just winging it and hoping for the best, and which is really irritating for us, because you have to wait. And waiting is a massive problem for us that have PCOS. Waiting is a drug, and waiting is very bad, because you don't know what's going to happen. One minute you may be okay, the next minute you're not okay, and then that's it. So yeah, it's a massive deal for sure.
But definitely it gets better.
Oh, 100%. Yes.
It gets
Oh my
better.
goodness. Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
To everyone who's listening, like, we really want to give you hope. It gets better. It's manageable. It's not treatable,
Yeah, yeah.
unfortunately, but it is very, very, very manageable. For
Yeah,
example,
100%. Yeah.
the less percent of body fat you have on yourself, the easier it is to combat it.
Yeah, very true. Hmm.
The healthier you eat, the better you feel. The more sex you have, the better you feel.
Have so
Scientific
much
facts.
sex, girls. Have so much sex.
Yeah. Scientific facts. This is not Soph. Like, this is science. I am not talking from my head. And
Are
I
you
am
sure?
going to link it down
Are you,
below.
are you,
You're going to
Sophia, are you sure?
and it's so common. Like, nowadays, everyone has PCOS. Like, 1 in 10 women, man. Like, seriously.
Exactly. It's so common, and as you say, it's very manageable, and as you say, yeah, it's not curable. Like, you can't cure it. It's just, it is what it is, and you kind of have to deal with it. But there is so many ways you can reduce the level of your PCOS that it becomes normal, and you don't actually feel it, nor do it just becomes part of you. you know? It just becomes your everyday. And you're like, okay, cool. Well, I'm just going to, tweak my diet, or I'm going to tweak my exercises, or I'm going to tweak this and make me feel a bit okay and make me feel a little bit better, and it'll be fine. So it's definitely a light under the tunnel. It's something that you can manage. So I think we need to just be positive.
And
It'll be
embrace it.
Yeah,
Like,
embrace it.
embrace your
Absolutely.
PCOS.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for future as well, I think if doctors or whoever listening out there, scientists, whatever, if you guys can actually help us women that have this common denominator within us, it makes so much of a difference for
Definitely.
so many of us. But actually get the right facts. Don't just like willy-nilly just recommend this, recommend that, because as you were saying, in Slovenia, they were saying, one doctor was saying one thing, and then Macedonia they were saying another thing. It's just so no, it just doesn't make sense. That doesn't work. That doesn't help us women. It doesn't help for each case. So if people can have research in this facts, it just make life so much easier. But no, I completely agree with you, Sophia. Like it's one of those situations where you can deal with it, and it's fine, and there is a positive end to it. Yeah,
I mean, I have amazing hair. I have
absolutely.
very long nails that, like, most women are like, are those gel? And I'm like, no, that's my nails.
Yeah, exactly. I'm exactly saying, like, I had actually during the COVID-19, I'm a massive person for the nail salon, so I'm always going to the nail salon getting my nails done. And because of the nail salon being closed, I just had to grow out my nails, and they became so long and so healthy, and they look so amazing. And I just painted them, and people were like, "Oh my god, are those your real nails?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they're mine, and I love them, and they're great." And then they broke.
And I have to compliment my eyebrows. Like, I don't know how to draw my own eyebrows. I've never done that.
Well, they look fleek on fleek. They look so fleeky.
Yeah, like a friend
Love
of
it.
mine, I'm never gonna forget this. It was more of an insult, but she said, "You have eyebrows for two people."
I don't know.
I really do. I really do. But you want to hear what is the one thing that has actually made me cry, that's probably gonna make you cry as well, but from a positive
Yes,
thing?
please.
So, as I said, the number one thing I'm struggling is embracing my beard. And that's probably going to be the title of this podcast. PCOS, embracing my
Embracing
beard.
my beard. Love it.
And like, I just get so emotional whenever I talk about this and when I tell it to people. But like, there was this post where I was like, I really just want to stop shaving and I really just want to stop body hair. And like, how do you women deal with that in like the PCOS support group? And like, how do you deal with partners, especially because I told the story about the guy in Slovenia.
Yeah.
And this girl literally wrote, like, I'm never gonna forget this. I get really, really emotional about this.
Oh.
That just like shaving together with her husband helped them bond.
That's so sweet.
Like, it's their little morning routine together before they go to work.
That's so nice, man. That's
Like,
so cute.
That honestly just gives me so much hope.
Yes,
And it's just
absolutely.
the sweetest thing I've ever heard in my life. And I remember I was crying so much when I read that post.
Oh, bless you. No, that's so nice. Oh, bless you.
That is probably like the best thing that I've heard. So that's what I want to tell everyone that's listening. Like, there's always going to be people that accept you. And whether we have our own doubts, there's always going to be that one person that supports you even further. Honestly, from everyone that I know so far, with that one exception, I have had so much support. Like, of course, I've had so many uncomfortable conversations. Honestly, when someone is new, I immediately tell them, because I don't want it to be a really big elephant in the room.
Yeah. I completely agree. Yeah, no.
This was probably the coolest thing that he said to me. And actually, shout out to him. He might actually hear this. His name's Joao. So, Joao, I send you very high regards. And he said to me, "Oh, maybe you should grow it. Let's see who grows a longer one. Like, let's make a competition out of it."
That's crazy. That's so nice. I love that. That's crazy. I like that a lot.
That was just so sweet. It made me feel so, so, so good. And there was also this other guy that I remember when I told him, like, he was a little bit drunk. But as I say,
Oh
like,
no.
tipsy people are the best type for conversations. Like,
I
you can get,
agree.
because they're not drunk, they still know what they're talking, but they're a little looser than normal.
Absolutely. I completely agree.
And I remember him, like, I told him, like, hey, like, I have a beard. And he's like, if you think I didn't notice that 2 hours ago, you're like mistaking yourself. And if I care, I wouldn't be like here, like talking to you. And,
Oh, that's so nice.
yeah,
That is so nice, man. Like, that's so happy for you. That's so nice. And this is what we need. We need the positivity. Like, we need the positive, and it's not just girls. It's men as well. Like,
yeah,
just embracing your other half's PCOS and just loving that as well, and kind of accepting it as one of their elements within them. I think that's so important. And yeah, no, I personally don't have any stories in that sense because I've told my friend about it, and one of my best friends actually has it as well, and she's very similar to me, so it's kind of nice. But yeah, I've not had the opportunity to tell any men because I've not had any men in my life since I've been diagnosed, so I've not really had I don't really need to say that at that at that present moment. But I think it's great that when you do tell other men about it, that they just feel so normal, and it's like, oh, okay, that's another element, great, woo, embrace it, great, love it. Do you know what I mean?
definitely. Definitely. I agree so much that honestly, guys, you have to give a little bit confidence to women as well.
Yes, 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 yes.
Women, I am an advocate for women support and women having self-confidence on their own, but women with PCOS, they see self-confidence so differently because of their weight, because of their beards, because of their hairiness, because of their sex drives,
Yep,
honestly.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
And like, if men support us a bit more, we would be unstoppable. I
Oh
mean,
my god, yeah.
you and I are unstoppable from what I can see from the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like,
Yeah, I completely
men are
agree.
like that little spice that make
Oh my
everything.
god, yes. They're that little bit of salt that you kind of sprinkle on the meat. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, love that. Yeah.
Salt Bay.
I'm like, oh, bit of spice.
But yeah. So to everyone who's listening and combating to PCOS, know that not only it's manageable, but you have all the support and love in your life. You're not
Yes.
alone. Every 10th woman has this, and you probably know women who have PCOS.
Exactly. And you've summed up really nicely that it's common, it's something that you can fight through, it's something that you can be positive about. Don't think it's something weighing you down. It's not something to weigh you down. It's just something that you kind of have to look at in a different light, embrace it, and kind of deal with it in that sense, and you know tweak certain things so that you can be relieved in your own PCOS.
Definitely. So, Karina, tell us a little bit about your podcast and where can we find you?
Of course. So, my podcast is called Confessions of a Talking Freak, and you can find it on any platform actually. And you can also reach me on my Instagram, which is at Karina Freitas X. I'm pretty much active 24/7. So, if you want to have a chat, like let's have a chat. Like I'm so open to have a chat. But yeah, um, what's my podcast about? It's pretty much anything and everything. It's a little bit like Sophia's podcast that we talk about different topics. I kind of describe my podcast as, on a Saturday night, you kind of take a takeaway and then you decide to your friends, oh, what do we want to watch? And then you just put some basic entertainment on because it's so nice and it's entertaining and you want to have a laugh and chat. That's pretty much how I sum up my podcast. It's one of those things where you put in the morning, whether you're commuting, whether you're making breakfast, whether you're doing something, it's something just to listen to and talk about different subjects, and it's totally okay. And it's every Thursday I'm bringing out new topics and new episodes. So yeah, if you're interested in a bit of wildness and a bit of weirdness, and embracing what we have, then yeah, come along, come and listen. It would be amazing to, you know, to have fun with you guys.
And also, what I really, really love about your podcast, because that's how me and Karina actually connected, because I actually
Yeah.
loved her podcast. Honestly, like, I'm not doing this for marketing reasons, but I honestly love her podcast so much.
Thank
I
you.
love how short it is, because I personally struggle with long podcasts,
Yeah,
honestly.
I feel that. No, yeah, like I follow some podcasts on Spotify, and sometimes when they're just like an hour long, I'm just like, do I have time for it to listen to an hour of you talking? No, I probably don't. So I like to keep them short and sweet, and I love to keep our listeners like guessing and sort of like, you know, questioning the actual podcast itself and the questions that I'm you know, asking you guys. Like, that's what I like to do. And if I keep them short and sweet, you kind of get that feeling, and then you kind of want a little bit more, so you tune in for next week. So it's great.
Beautiful. So, thank you for tuning in to this episode. If you like it, if you feel that you know people who have PCOS, if you have PCOS, tell us about your journey on PCOS. We are open for comments, for likes, for shares to people. Tell it to everyone who you think
Absolutely.
that should hear this episode. And I guess you'll see us in the next one. Bye.
Yes, take care, bye.